Well, as we talked off air, Steve, there's just really no simulating how Belmont has played in transition against Southeast Missouri and UT Martin. Make or miss, it was down in shooting before 5 seconds had gone off the shot clock. So really fascinated to see tempo tonight.
Underway here in Nashville with Belmont working against the zone of Tennessee Tech, wearing the home whites. Tennessee Tech in the road purple. And it's Luke Smith who can't connect from outside on the early three. Give you starters for this one, presented by Legends Bank. Legendary service, extraordinary people, Legends Bank. And when you look at Tennessee Tech, you got to talk about Kenny White Jr. making his second consecutive start. The first one before Christmas at Cincinnati, but he was really good in that one, scoring 10 in his first start. Look inside, and off the mark is Daniel Ramsey. As for Belmont's starters, you talk about Muszynski, the player of the week in the conference, and you also have to talk about Grayson Murphy, the preseason OVC co-conference player of the year. And you also should mention Ben Shepard, who knocks down the three and nearly gets a steal in the front court. Nice take inside by Mamadou Diarra, the 6'9" junior out of Mali, averaging 9 points per game.
Yeah, rare turnover by Murphy, just trying to hit ahead pass to Smith. It looked like it struck Brett Smith, the outside official, and went into the Tech bench. But Ben Shepard shooting so well of late, and he nearly got a steal right after that three, but Diarra at the rim.
Shepard, a 37% three-point shooter. Look inside, knocked away by Shepard, who has been very active early on, the 6'6" junior out of Atlanta.
Yeah, interesting, Steve, that Coach Pelfrey goes with White instead of Wood tonight. A little bit of a bigger front court, so Grayson Murphy guarding the 6'7" White.
Davidson kicks to Diarra. Spinning, shot off the glass, won't go. And the rebound to Will Richard, the fantastic freshman for Belmont. Shepard gonna try another three, and he knocks it down.
Oh, just on balance. Great pinpoint pass by Muszynski. Poke away, nearly a turnover as Shepard active early.
6 early points. Shepard actually thought that went out of bounds off Clay. Good location by Muszynski with that pass. The big fella really good at handling the ball and distributing, especially there from the top of the key.
Yeah, nearly 3 assists per game for Muszynski over the course of his career. And as I mentioned, Shepard's had some big offensive games.
Kick out, Junior Clay. Can't hit from deep. Offensive rebound, Diarra, and he draws the foul.
Again, a little bit of the cross matches. Will Richard can defend a lot of people, but giving up 4 or 5 inches to Diarra on the offensive glass, and that's one of the keys. We'll tease that for later, Steve. Tennessee Tech, one of the better offensive rebounding teams, not just in the conference, but in the nation.
Diarra knocks down the first one at the line. He's a good free throw shooter, 88% on the season. Was at Cincinnati last year, played the first 3 games, then opted out for COVID reasons, then came back in and played with the Bearcats in the second semester of last year, and ultimately ended up deciding to transfer and join John Pelfrey's side at Tennessee Tech. Belmont by 3 early here in Nashville, looking for an 8th consecutive win.
Yeah, mixing the zone with some man now.
Muszynski, first touchdown low tonight. Here comes the double team. Shepard for 3. That one won't go. Keyshawn Davidson fires from downtown and hits.
Yeah, Davidson's 3-point numbers. You go from mid-30s to mid-40s. Got to identify him early in transition.
The 3rd Golden Eagle to have multiple 100 assist seasons to start his career, but he can shoot it from outside as well. Muszynski can't hit with the right hand inside. And here comes Tech pushing the pace. Clay rims it out. Shepard will kick it out. Muszynski from up top, well short on the 3.
At least Belmont has the tempo to its liking. Tech's been willing to shoot early, and often is White short there.
Offensive rebound, though, underneath by Sela, who just checked into the game for the Golden Eagles. Kick to the corner. Diarra will fire the three. Can't get it. And the rebound finally pulled down by Richard.
Yeah, it's been interesting with the switching defenses. Belmont, outside of playing 4 out, 1 in around Muszynski, have not run a half-court set in the man, really trying to establish Muszynski down low.
Murphy all the way under for 2.
Well, we talked off the air, Steve. Hit a head pass by Davidson. Tennessee Tech 351 in the country in 2-point field goal percentage defense. So look again, not just Muszynski and Bronze inside, but Belmont off the bounce at the rim.
Clay, baseline. Nice pass inside, but nothing doing there as the defense recovers. 5 to shoot. Davidson off the kick. Can't hit from outside. Rebound to Murphy. Led the nation amongst point guards in rebounding last year, and he draws the...
Before teams get set. And defensive rebounding, we've already seen a couple offensive rebounds for Tennessee Tech. Belmont's really got to try to limit Tech to 1 and done.
Tate Pearson and Evan Bronze into the game, along with Jacoby Wood for Belmont out of the timeout. Wood with the tough take. Can't get it, but Bronze is there for the tip-in, and boy, is he given this team a lift here in recent days. At 5 points, 5 rebounds at Martin. Real nice first half spark on Saturday. And over the last 3 games, he's averaged 30 points and 15 rebounds for Belmont. And a travel underneath on the other end on Petway, who just checked in for Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, that plagued Tennessee Tech. 11 first half turnovers in their last game at Cincinnati. At least for them, that was a dead ball turnover, and they could get their defense set here. A little 2-2-1 3-quarter court.
And more changes in the defense, and a near turnover forced over there on the sideline with Petway and Deontay Wood on the trap on Bronze.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know if Belmont wants a press break with Bronze, your 5-man, in such a precarious position right across the timeline. He did pretty well just to preserve possession.
Back into that zone now. Tate Pearson knocks down the 3 from outside.
Yeah, that's a big sign for Belmont. They know they're going to see quite a bit of zone today to negate Muszynski and Murphy, for that matter, inside. So 3 early hits, Shepard and Pearson.
Pearson hit his only 3 at Martin on Saturday. Got another one there. Lead up to 7. Now a near steal. Petway able to save it inbounds for Tennessee Tech. 5 to shoot. Wood draws contact, no call, and Bronze comes away with it for Belmont.
Yeah, good job. Shepard showed his chest, didn't reach, and let Wood lose the ball.
Ooh, dangerous pass up top, nearly taken the other way. Wood from deep. On the other end on Petway, who just checked in for Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, that plagued Tennessee Tech. 11 first half turnovers in their last game at Cincinnati. At least for them, that was a dead ball turnover, and they could get their defense set here. A little 2-2-1 3-quarter court.
And more changes in the defense, and a near turnover forced over there on the sideline with Petway and Deontay Wood on the trap on Bronze.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know if Belmont wants a press break with Bronze, your 5-man, in such a precarious position right across the timeline. He did pretty well just to preserve possession.
Back into that zone now. Tate Pearson knocks down the 3 from outside.
Yeah, that's a big sign for Belmont. They know they're going to see quite a bit of zone today to negate Muszynski and Murphy, for that matter, inside. So 3 early hits, Shepard and Pearson.
Pearson hit his only 3 at Martin on Saturday. Got another one there. Lead up to 7. Now a near steal. Petway able to save it inbounds for Tennessee Tech. 5 to shoot. Wood draws contact, no call, and Bronze comes away with it for Belmont.
Yeah, good job. Shepard showed his chest, didn't reach, and let Wood lose the ball.
Ooh, dangerous pass up top, nearly taken the other way. Wood from deep. And it's good. Jacoby Wood off the bench. Couple of threes. Belmont on a 10-0 run, and the lead is 10.
Yeah, that was big. Jacoby's had some nice assist games this year, Steve, but really outside of that burst he had against Iona, some atypically slow scoring for Jacoby this year. He's been more of a point guard facilitator than the scorer, which he certainly had when he was Tennessee Mr. Basketball.
Shooting just 31% from three this year, but if you give him space, he can certainly knock it down. And he's had some nice performances against Tennessee Tech over the year. Double figures both games last year. 15 points off the bench in the second meeting here in Nashville as the Bruins swept the season series a year ago with the Golden Eagles.
It's just a little bit of pick your poison if you're John Pelfrey, Steve. He's done well. He's gotten 5 men behind the ball. He's got his defense set, but Belmont's hit 4 threes already. He knows that if he gets into a 94-foot game, that really doesn't portend good things for him. So I think this is a big possession. Try to get something for Davidson, Clay, or maybe even run a pick and pop action with Goldman, the Northern Iowa transfer, who's such a good three-point shooter.
Belfry also knows that they can't afford to go nearly 4 minutes without a bucket in this game and keep up with Belmont. The scoring drought at 3:45 out of the timeout. Ramsey face up, knocks it down. Good possession and 2 points for Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, that's Ramsey's game. He really faces up 10, 12 feet, doesn't do a lot of hooks and lay-ins, really does like to shoot the mid-range jumper, which he is very good at.
Showing that trap again. Richard tries to force it to Bronze. It was knocked away and stolen by Goldman. Ramsey again. And he got it again.
Yeah, a little risky double team on Davidson. He just made the pocket pass along the baseline, and Ramsey, that's his comfort zone, that mid-range too.
6'9" forward out of Georgia, transferred from Xavier, one of 5 transfers on this Tennessee Tech team with 4 consecutive points. Bronze inside amongst the traffic, and it's blocked by Goldman. Oh, good look inside. Wood with the lay-in, and all of a sudden, 6 quick ones for John Pelfrey's side, and Tennessee Tech back within 4.
That's what they've done throughout the season. Is very resilient, may look bleak at times, and then they'll just bounce back and rattle off some scores. They have capable players.
Murphy looks for Bronze. Can't get the first one. The follow won't go either. Davidson steps into the 3, but can't hit. And the rebound to Belmont. Pearson got another 3.
Oh, that's huge. 6 points for Pearson, a roll score for Belmont, tying his season high early in the first half. And again, Grayson Murphy with.
As he told me before the game too, is it's one thing to show it to them on film or maybe walk through in a shoot around. It's an entirely different thing to do it in a practice setting like you normally get. And this team just didn't have that for this matchup, so you wonder how they adjust as the game moves along. Belmont working on a 7-point lead here early on. Muszynski back into the game, but Murphy unable to get inside for now. Richard off the drive. Got it to Muszynski, but he lost it out of bounds.
Hey, you alluded to it. Decent post defense by Goldman. Originally, I thought Murphy would find the passing angle, but really a nice setup. Richard and Muszynski, great pair of mitts. Rare to see him bobble it out of bounds.
Almost never. Second turnover early for Belmont. Coming up on the midway point of the first half. Clay, tough drive. Junior Clay certainly capable to do that. A 3-time All-OVC selection, leading this team in nearly 12 points per game. Muszynski lost it, but they're going to call a foul. And they got it on Goldman inside. Maybe a bit of a bailout there. I thought perhaps Moose lost that one before the contact came.
Yeah, tough call on Goldman. He actually moved his feet well. Great replay by our crew. But you see there a little bit of the hands underneath. But certainly we've seen more not called in college basketball.
Second foul on Tennessee Tech early. Nice pass from Murphy inside to Musinski.
Yeah, got deep position, and when Belmont reversed the ball back, he had Goldman sealed.
Clay all the way under, forces one, can't get it, but he tracks down the offensive rebound. Now it's stolen by Belmont. Good hands by Luke Smith. Good hands on the other end as Diarra takes away from Musinski. Now it's stolen back by Grayson Murphy of Belmont. Smith from downtown.
Oh, that's a classic Belmont play. Sparked by Murphy's hustle back in transition to steal it from Diarra, and then ball reversal, secondary break, open three for Smith. And I believe that's 6 of 9 to start.
Smith now 18 for his last 33 from behind the arc. He started the season slow, but he is definitely heating up. Block shot by Musinski. Second chance for Tennessee Tech, but the three off the mark by White. A 10-point Belmont lead here in Nashville. Musinski got the size advantage. Left hand won't go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Good identification. Luke Smith, when the ball came back to him, he noticed that Quest, the wing, was defending Moose on the block. Immediately went down there. Goldman tried to scrape and help, and nearly an and one for Musinski.
Quest is a good defensive player, was actually the team's defensive player of the year last year, but the sophomore is just 6'6", giving up 5 inches and about 55 pounds in that matchup with Musinski.
Yeah, coming back with Ramsey here. Good minutes from Goldman, but wasn't unable to ring the bell, and as is typical, good minutes from Grayson Murphy as he gives way to Pearson.
Musinski, 74% for the season at the charity stripe. Now 2 for 2 tonight after he knocks that one down.
Yeah, again, you see the versatility for Belmont, Steve. You can give blows to Smith, Wood, and Murphy. They're all interchangeable, can all initiate offense.
Game of runs here in the early going. Belmont had a 10-0 run. Tennessee Tech answered with a 6-0 run. Now another 7-0 run by Belmont, answered by Daniel Ramsey, who's got 6 here early on.
You got to deny his catch in the mid-post. That's a tough shot, and most teams will give up contested twos. But Ramsey made it.
Frank Jakubisic from outside, can't connect. White driving, had it taken away by Luke Smith. Other end we go, 3-on-1. Smith all the way under, layup good.
Up over Diarra's outstretched hand. Again, Tennessee Tech, you've got to sprint back. You cannot jog back or you're going to be pulling it out of the net.
Diarra, one of the best shot blockers in the OVC, but Smith took it right at him. Biggest lead now for Belmont at a dozen. Ramsey again, he's shot well from in there, got his own miss that time and put it up and in. He's got 8, the guy they call Rambo out of Cordele, Georgia.
Saw a little bit right there, getting his own.
Richard, no good from outside. Belmont not shy in the early going from 3. Kick out, good ball movement. Back to Ramsey, along the baseline, way off the mark with that one. Up ahead, Shepard. Oh, nice block by White, but Richards there for the follow.
Yeah, great block by White at the rim. Ben Shepard almost always finishes that, but you're seeing Belmont starting to get stops into scores.
Active hands by Jakubisic, and with Delta Dental. If you're Tennessee Tech, how do you get Davidson and Clay going to join Ramsey, who's been good for you early on? Petway inside, maybe partially deflected, came up well short.
Yeah, interesting, Steve. Tennessee Tech's gone big. Now they're going small around Amadou Sila, essentially 4 guards. Good pass.
Great feed from Murphy to Jakubisic.
I think that's, I mean, again, the early 3-point shooting has helped Belmont, but I think we're going to see a little bit more of that concerted effort to get touches inside the restricted area.
Davidson gets to the paint, finds Petway, has a little space but can't get it to go, and Jack Ubisic pulls down the rebound. Nice minutes off the bench for him. Shepard, step back, foot on the line, comes up short, offensive rebound. Richard with the reverse underneath.
The dexterity. Barishnikov around the baseline to get that off, Steve. So good, Will Richard.
Will Richard, you just watch him for a few minutes, and you see that athleticism and the skill that had Casey Alexander and Belmont so high on him coming out of the Atlanta area. One of the best recruits in program history. Wood. Good dish underneath to Sela.
Yeah, that's Wood's strength, certainly is driving. Got to stay in front, show your chest. Maybe give him a little bit of room. Oh, nearly. Oh, I thought maybe it was off of Grayson, but they said off of Sela on the overplay.
He'll stay with Belmont underneath. Sela, by the way, 6'8" junior, out of Maui. Both him and Mamadou Diarra from the same hometown back in Maui. Now playing for Tennessee Tech in Cookeville, Tennessee. Richard can't hit. Offensive rebound, Shepard.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Steve. We're starting to see the all-court game of Richard and Shepard. They can drive, they can shoot, they can rebound, they can defend.
That pass knocked away and out of bounds. It'll stay with Tennessee Tech as Shandon Goldman, one of the team captains, checks back in.
And we mentioned it during the last media, Steve. Maybe it's time for Davidson or Clay to step up, and though Clay's out right now, just take the reins and get a high percentage shot for Tennessee Tech.
Davidson cut off by Wood. Played 15 minutes here in Nashville. Bruins leading by 16. Wood. Now 3 to shoot. Davidson has to force it, and he hits from outside.
Yeah, tough shot. Jacoby Wood was right there. Maybe could have had a higher hand closeout, but Davidson 2 hits.
Pass inside, good. Saved by Sela underneath. Now the steal by Shepard, and a foul is going to go against Deontay Wood. Shepard has had very active hands in this ball game so far. He's been close a couple times on steals, and that time he got one and forced the foul.
I'm still checking on our pole vaulter Tyra Finkelday as Diarra dove to save that ball, kind of trucked Tyra down there. I think she's all right. Got to make sure our track team's whole,
yeah.
Steve.
Spring season coming right up. Murphy tries to get it to Muszynski, who's knocked away, has to go corral it in the corner. Now the fadeaway off glass, nice touch, but can't get it to go.
Yeah, Sela really forcing Muszynski outside.
Wood to Sela. Excuse me, that's Wood in the corner, backing down on Jacoby Wood. Shot, no good. A rebound to Tate Pearson of Belmont. Pearson 2 for 2 from outside here in the first half. Thought better of that one. Murphy with the lob to Muszynski. Another nice feed by Grayson Murphy. 4th in active assist in the country. He's off to a good start tonight, distributing 5 assists here in the first half.
There you see the connection and the synergy between Murphy and Muszynski.
Quest in the paint, kicks it out. Davidson, pull up from about 15. A rebound to Muszynski.
Good job. Wood ran Davidson off the line and made him take a mid-range jumper, and a rare misconnection on the dribble handoff.
Wood against Austin Peay, but as we alerted you off the top of the broadcast, COVID issues within that program forced the scheduling change. Tennessee Tech was supposed to be facing SEMO tonight. That game was postponed earlier in the week because of problems in the SEMO program. And so these two got together And we've got a game here tonight. Nice move inside by Daniel Ramsey. He's got 10 points here in the first half to lead all scores.
Yeah, really tough left-hand hook. Came back over his left shoulder.
Smith for three.
Jacoby Wood, the steal on the inbounds.
Great play underneath by Wood, and you check on Junior Clay.
Yeah, Clay tried to contest Wood after the steal. Good sportsmanship there. Jacoby was actually asking for an and one. When he went up, it looked like his back kind of collided with Clay's chin, and I don't know if maybe Clay had some mouth bleeding or what, but quick 5 points there. Smith's three and Wood steal and lay in.
Quick hands, heady play by Wood. And the sixth steal of the night by Belmont. Ramsey in the paint again. He's been the hot hand, but that one won't go. And the rebound to Musinski of Belmont as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first half. Shepard kicks it out for Wood. Thought about the three. Now we'll give it back to Shepard. He'll take the three and knock it down.
So unselfish. Jacoby could have finished that himself. Shepard on balance. It's looking pretty good, Steve. 3 of 4 from behind the arc.
Belmont, one of the best passing teams in the country. That's 11 assists on 18 made baskets. And a nice drive. And the foul is drawn by White. Took it right down the paint. Shepard thought he was straight up, but the officials gave him a foul call.
Tough one there on Ben Shepard. Good job by White to drive.
Not a ton of contact there. White misses the first. Just a 58% free throw shooter. Averaging 8.5 points per game this year, but over the last 3 games, he's actually been Tennessee Tech's leading scorer, nearly 16 per game, including 10 in their last game 23 days ago at Cincinnati. Got the second one. The Belmont lead is 20. Kick ball by Petway. And Belmont will get a reset on the shot clock to 20 with 1:30 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, you could see the concerted effort to post Musinski on Goldman. Musinski 20 points over his last 3 games against Tech.
Shepard finds Musinski. A lot of traffic there. 10 to shoot. Here's Smith. Little floater in the lane. Good offensive start for Luke Smith.
Made that look easier than it was.
Petway underneath.
Yeah, good job, Quest, getting all the way to the heart of the defense and then finding Petway along the baseline.
Petway, the transfer from South Alabama, averaging 6 points per game this year for Tech. Wood's going to draw the foul against Quest. That's the second on Quest. 5th foul against Tennessee Tech here in the first half. Belmont so good in these situations. You're under a minute. You got 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And maximizing what you have here and trying to get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I think you'll see Belmont go within 10 seconds here.
Wood had to go up and get that pass. Drives all the way down the lane and scores.
Off the bench here, getting the nice contributions from Pearson and Wood.
2020 Mr. Basketball here in the state of Tennessee. Led Cleveland High School to a 33-1 record and the #1 ranking in the state. Petway all the way over Musinski, but can't get it to go.
Yeah, really good. Petway turned the corner. Just the English danced off the rim, and Belmont 7-second differential will hold.
Probably can't get the last shot, but no need to be in any hurry here. Murphy has had a good court game in the first half. Starts the offense with under 10 on the shot clock. Bobbing and weaving out top. Musinski with 4 to shoot. Gives it off to Smith. Can't get the 3 with 5 to go here in the first half. Petway loses it midcourt. Murphy to head to Smith. Can he beat the buzzer?
I think Will Richard will try to crack that in the coming weeks.
Underway here to start the second half. Tennessee Tech playing its first game in 23 days, trailing by 22. Diarra out of the double team to the corner. Able to corral it there is Kenny White, who drives in and puts it off the glass and in. Kind of a sloppy possession, but it worked. Belmont, the preseason OVC favorite. Bruins, of course, have won the conference regular season title 7 times in their 9 years in the league. Muzinski with 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out. Murphy for 3. Comes up air ball. Richard with the follow. Follows it again and got it to go. Ramsey had 10 in the first half, but can't get that one to go. Murphy looking for Muzinski and threw it out of bounds. Muzinski's 6'11". He needed to be about 8'11" to catch that one.
Yeah, I thought Grayson might go pocket pass off the bounce that time rather than way up high. You saw Will Richard. He just provides a dimension that Belmont at times hasn't had in years past, where he can just get those extra possessions and second chance points as Clay gets to the bucket.
Clay had just 2 points in the first half on 1 of 5 shooting. Aggressive there, and he'll go to the foul line.
And one of the interesting things in preparing for this game in short notice, Steve, is Clay as a freshman, his free throw rate is down more than half. And you know, I'm not saying he's settling for mid-range or threes, but he was such a prolific free throw shooter as a freshman, and it's just slowly gone down as his career's continued there. Clear foul as he got all the way to the rim.
Foul on Shepard, his second. Clay, 72% free throw shooter, splits a pair. That's one thing when you look at the numbers. He had such a terrific freshman season, but the shooting numbers have been down. And this year they're way down for junior Clay. And if Tennessee Tech's going to turn this season around, they need him to get going. If they're going to turn this second half around, they need him to get going.
Yeah, last year, Steve, 43% overall, 34 from 3 and 72 from the line. And this year, coming into today's game, 33% from the floor and 23% from 3. Just really uncharacteristic for a complete offensive player, and 3-time second team all OVC.
Steal by Diarra. Gets it off to White for the lay-in. And we're going to have a delay of game warning there on junior Clay of Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, you don't want to see some sloppy turnovers for Belmont here. It's just you got to play irregardless of the score. And certainly there's plenty of time left in this game, and Tennessee Tech's got capable players. You just have to go one possession at a time and win the possession.
Richard had a 3 partially deflected, and here comes Tennessee Tech. Good hands by Murphy, but they got him for the reach-in foul. Yeah, it's such an interesting game because 24 hours ago, Belmont thought it was going to be playing Austin Peay tonight. You find out on short notice it's going to be Tennessee Tech instead. You got to do the quick scouting report. You're mentally locked in to try to make sure you're following everything, and then you get up to the 22-point halftime lead. How both teams respond here in the second half is going to be interesting as Diarra knocks down the 15-footer.
Very impressive start to the second half by Tech.
Muzinski inside quickly. Shepard for 3. Can't connect, and the rebound to Tech. Golden Eagles pushing the tempo, and we've got another foul on Belmont as they got Murphy for the trip.
Yeah, it's another possession where Muzinski's elected to kick it out rather than work into the post. Ramsey's done well to get him just outside of his comfort zone. Muzinski's got to be a little bit more selfish there and look to score.
Tate Pearson checks into the game for Belmont. He was 2 for 2 from outside in the first half for the Bruins. Clay almost lost possession there, able to maintain his balance, keep the possession alive. White kicking for Davidson. Open three. Comes up short.
Oh, unfortunate. Davidson almost had too much time.
Good ball reversal. Muszynski inside, draws the foul on Ramsey.
Almost on call, Steve. You saw a difference there. Muszynski 2 feet in the paint. When he drop step baseline, he was literally right at the rim. Had Ramsey buried under the goal and earned 2 free throws. It's a subtle difference, but I mean, from 6 to 8 feet away to both feet in the paint, Nick Muszynski far more effective.
Muszynski 2 of 2 from the line tonight. It's the first here.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic 0 for 3 from the line against UT Martin. You really don't see that. Muszynski's been high 70s for his career.
He's got all 3 free throws tonight for Belmont, who made it to the line just twice in the first half while scoring 50 points.
It was interesting. Really, both of these teams defend without fouling. They're really good and disciplined. Don't send the opponent to the free throw line. So, though Tennessee Tech likes to drive and Belmont likes to establish Muszynski, it didn't forecast as a high free throw game.
Got 3 subs on the floor right now for Belmont, and opportunity here for Casey Alexander with that huge Murray State game coming up this weekend to maybe give some of his starters a little bit of a rest here in the second half. Terrific turnaround shot by Ramsey, who's having a heck of a game.
That was a tough shot, pretty well defended by Bronze.
He's got 12 to lead all scorers. Good feed inside, better block by Kenny White.
Yeah, Bronze thought he had an easy 2, but White was behind him and perfectly timed. Good pass by Wood, too. That was a good denial at the rim by White. There you see, great job again by our crew.
Weak side help. That was a good block. All ball. Pearson got to get it in. Finds Shepard. Working against that zone. Bronze. Kick. Shepard. 3. No good. He's now 3 for 6 from outside. White finds Ramsey. He's got 14 now. And a pretty quick start to the second half for Tennessee Tech. Belmont without a point in 3 minutes and leads down to 15. Shepard, bounce pass, Bronze. Just a 9-point loss at Cincinnati, but first 2 weeks of OVC play wiped off the schedule for this Tennessee Tech team. So a bit of a baptism by fire tonight against the OVC preseason favorites in Belmont. It's a 16-point lead after Bronze hits 1 of 2. Good start to the second half here from Tennessee Tech, which may have found some of its legs, although there Clay throws it in the backcourt, and that's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, just ill-advised. Good idea by Clay to reverse the basketball, but again, you saw Shepard and Bronze both cut off the baseline. That's what Clay wants first, is to turn the corner rather than pull up, and Belmont will actually be able to do a baseline inbounds.
Good feed off the play to Shepard for the easy 2. Nice play drawn up there. You don't get many 1-second possessions, but that was one.
And how valuable that Belmont was able to draw up a play rather than just a turnover, say at mid-court or in the backcourt, and or a loose change there. I think Bronze
was on Bronze. 4th foul against Belmont here in the second half.
That's why so many teams play zone in baseline out of bounds against Belmont, Steve, because when you play man, it just seems as though they draw up something for a layup invariably or a wide open 3 look, and that goes back to Rick Bird and now Coach Alexander.
Well, and what's the challenge of getting your guys prepared for that when you weren't even thinking you were playing this game yesterday? There's so much to go over there as Bronze knocks the pass out of bounds. I don't know if you can do it in just one shoot-around.
Yeah, exceedingly challenging, and again, it's oftentimes why teams lean on zone, because you've got to be ready for the initial cut and then counters and flares. It's a full bag. Nice pull-up Petway.
Petway with the floater along the baseline. He's got 4. That's 57-41. Richards' pass off the hands of Wood, and it's stolen by Petway for the jam.
Yeah, Richard went very casually thinking it was just going to be a backcourt violation, and no whistle. Petway stepped in front, 4 straight points.
This lead was as big as 22 at the half. It's down to 14. And you see Muzinski, Smith, and Murphy all ready to check back in. Richard wide open for 3, but he can't hit it.
Oh.
2-on-1 up ahead, but the pass out of bounds. They had Petway and Diallo all the way in front of everybody, but they just couldn't connect.
Yeah, rare miss for Will Richard, Steve. He shot more, kind of mid-40s from 3 in the non-conference, and the last few games it's cooled off a little bit, kind of regressing to the mean, but that's a rare miss. Wide open 3 for Will Richard. But again, you see a little bit more energy, pep in the step from Tennessee Tech, and they're feeding off of the defensive stops.
Richard may have been too open. He had a long time to think about it. Muzinski back in, gets the early touch on the possession. Good defense, though, inside. Shepard. So Richard, who'll drive this time, wrap around pass Muzinski, count it, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, there's a lot to digest there. Tremendous off the bounce by Will Richard, but Muzinski's hands, that was a rifle in traffic to be able to catch so he doesn't have Wilson tattooed across his forehead, and then to finish in traffic. That was a great play by Muzinski.
He was kind of wiping his nose there at the end of the play. I think it might have actually grazed his nose as he caught it. That was a rifle pass from Will Richard. Might have even told him, hey, maybe a little softer next time, buddy.
It was almost like self-preservation, and oh, by the way, I got an and 1.
He couldn't connect on the free throw, but the lead is back up to 16. Nice drive by Petway, who's provided a spark here in the second half.
Yeah, 3 field goals. You really got to play the drive first in the heavy right hand from Petway, but he's been a nice spark.
Good lob inside. Muzinski can't get it, but Richard's there for the tap-in.
Yeah, Richard very active on the offensive glass and really bailing Belmont out with some misses this half. And again, Coach Pelfrey trying to stem the tide for as well as they've played this first 7 minutes of the second half.
64 wins in that time, and one of just 3 coaches in the country with over 100 wins and 4 conference championships. A great backdoor finish there by Deontay Wood. And a chance for a 3-point play for Tennessee Tech. Alexander joins just Gonzaga's Mark Few and Villanova's Jay Wright as the only 3 coaches in the country with over 100 wins and 4 consecutive regular season conference championships over the last 4 years. Trying to make it 5 in a row here this season at Belmont.
Yeah, great backdoor. Wood along the baseline of the first lay, and I think Casey Alexander telling Ben Shepard why the heavy overplay. Wood's not a shooter. You don't have to allow the backdoor feed, and Tech great and 1 out of the timeout.
Wood, who transferred to Tennessee Tech mid-year last year, sat out ready to play this season. It's now a 13-point game. Muzinski turnaround, can't get it in the rebound to Quest.
Belmont needs a spark, Steve. This has been a good second half for Tennessee Tech. Got to have a play made.
Petway driving again. Can't get the short shot. Rebound fought for in front of the bench, and it is going to stay Tennessee Tech basketball.
Yeah, just the effort, extra effort on the offensive glass. It looked like Muzinski and Wood had chances, and Tech just kept the play alive. Couldn't really tell if it went off of Wood or Petway, but an extra possession.
Shepard comes right back in. Goldman against the double team, looks underneath, had Sela, but he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, Goldman posting up a smaller man on the double team, slipped it over to his front court mate Sela. Belmont really got the break there, self-induced by Tennessee Tech.
Richard for 3.
That's a big make, not just for Belmont in this game, but for Will Richard's confidence moving forward.
Richard in double figures now with 11. Leads back up to 16. Big swing on that end of the floor. Tech has made 6 of its last 7 shots, make it 7 of 8 on the spin by Quest inside. That turnover on the last possession, though, allowed Belmont to extend the lead back out.
Yeah, tough matchup there. Luke Smith giving up 6-7 inches on the wing Quest.
Jacoby Wood, nice drive.
Yeah, heavy overplay. Jacoby Wood knows how to beat off the bounce, and he's had a nice game.
That's 9 for the sophomore guard out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Petway has been putting the ball on the floor here in the second half. That time, he drives right into a charge. Nice job by Luke Smith.
Just heavy off the bounce. Petway really added a spark, and if it wasn't for just a few unforced errors on Tennessee Tech's end, it could be even closer. This is where Belmont wants it.
Muzinski's been active in the second half, comes up short there. Richard tapped the rebound towards the sideline and then just ran over Keyshawn Davidson as he corralled the rebound there along the baseline.
Yeah, Ramsey really playing physical post defense. Again, you're seeing pushing Muzinski with the lower body out towards the logo and making that jump hook, which Muzinski typically makes, much more difficult. Again, Nick just 3 for 9 from the floor.
First foul on Richard, 6 against Belmont. Clay can't convert underneath. He continues to struggle, just 1 of 6 from the floor tonight. Wood driving inside, nice finish. Jacoby Wood has had an excellent night tonight. He's got 11. White into the paint, lost it, and got it back. Now lost it again. Grayson Murphy with the steal. Up ahead, Richard draws the contact.
The lack of focus. Will Richard's been such a consistent free throw shooter.
Belmont now just 2 of 6 from the line here in the second half. Had the chance to push the lead back up to 20. Instead, it stays at 18. Quick ball movement. Davidson passed up a 3. White's going to take it, and he hits.
I was shocked Davidson didn't take that.
Yeah. And there wasn't really anybody near him, but he passed it up. Hey, it went. So John Pelfrey's going to like that. Nick Muzinski inside. Can't get it. Offensive rebound, Richard, and he's headed back to the stripe.
And Muzinski's not using up his field goals today. Now 3 of 10 from the floor, just missing a lot of shots that he would normally make. But again, Will Richard feasting on the offensive glass today.
This is his 5th offensive rebound. He's got 7 overall. But he's missed his last 3 free throws. This from a guy who came into the night shooting 84% from the line. Some uncharacteristic moments here in the second half from Belmont. Led by 22 at the half and has a huge game against Murray State on Saturday. Richard, consecutive possessions, missing both at the line. Ramsey has been the best offense for Tennessee Tech tonight, and he hits another tough fadeaway.
Yeah, the missed free throws kind of giving new life to Tennessee Tech after Jacoby Wood's great drives.
13-point game. This is close. It's been a long time. Muzinski can't get it, can't get the follow, and now a 3-on-1 the other way. Davidson to White, can't hold on. They're going to have to reset. Tough pass inside. Last touch by Murphy of Belmont.
Yeah, we've seen some unusual things this half, Steve, both with Muzinski in this cold stretch finishing so close, and then Will Richard and Braun's missing free throws. So yeah, clearly off of Murphy there on the pass to Wood, but Belmont's just got to play through it.
Deontay Wood inside. Shot bothered by Pearson. Now that shot thrown out of there by Jack Ubisic. Murphy to the floor. Great pass ahead to Shepard. What a play by Grayson Murphy. dove on the floor, then threw it behind his back, over his head down the floor to Shepard for the jam. And that may be the spark Belmont needs. Clay. Kick out to White. Hits another three.
Wow, tough contested three with Shepard right there. White's made 2 in a row.
Back-to-back threes for White. He's now in double figures. It's a 12-point game. Jack Ubisic can't answer on the other end. Tennessee Tech can get this to a 10-point game or maybe even single digits on this possession. Ramsey. Back it in. Good defense by Jack Ubisic. Forces a tough shot. Now we've got a...
Steve.
Yeah, that should definitely strike fear in the hearts of opponents, Emily.
A free throw went in, Steve.
Pearson did finally hit one. Belmont was just 2 of 6 in the second half before that. Finally got one. Pearson gets them both. Murphy, just 2 points here tonight, but 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and of course that highlight reel pass a few moments ago for Ben Shepard. This is a back to, thought for a second we maybe saw a little zone, and I guess we are from Belmont here. Ramsey inside, got another bucket.
Yeah, he caught it right in his sweet spot, 8 or 10 feet, elevated up over Jackie Bisek. Outstanding game for Ramsey.
He's now 9 of 15 from the floor. Pearson hit 2 threes in the first half. That one way short, but guess who's there? Will Richard for the offensive rebound. He'll go back to the free throw line. Now Casey Alexander and the Belmont bench is saying, just make it this time.
Yeah, great identification. Saw the flight of Pearson's shot come up way short, and they got Ramsey on the foul.
Richard has been so active tonight. Had a double-double earlier this season. Has a chance to maybe get there tonight. He's now got 12 points and 8 rebounds. Petway back into the game for White. Petway's provided a spark here in the second half. Richard got them both. He's now 2 of 6 from the line. 13 points, and the lead is 14 for the Bruins.
You really got to identify Ramsey in the zone and try to negate him catching it in the mid-post or collapse on the catch.
Well, and you'll see if anybody on this Tennessee Tech team wants to shoot from outside.
In this lineup, you've really got to identify Davidson because Petway and Clay.
Clay will take the three. Can't get it. And the rebound to Murphy of Belmont.
Yeah, good sprinkler zone by Casey Alexander.
You heard Emily talk about all the things Murphy does. He was the leading rebounding point guard in the country last year. 4th in active assist in the country. Richard, corner three.
Yeah, Grayson will get an assist on that one too in the diagonal cross court, but Will Richard, the heavy lifting, made that three look easier than it really was.
77-60, the Belmont lead. Clay, another one from outside, comes up short.
Ooh.
Smith, lob for Richard!
You could just see it develop from the long rebound.
The 2-on-1, and Richard with the alley-oop in transition. All of a sudden, the freshman's now got 18. Tennessee Tech got it down to 12, but a 7-0 Belmont run over the last minute and change. Davidson from way outside. Too strong.
Oh, goodness.
Clay reaches in from behind. He's going to be called for a foul. As Smith goes sprawling over there in front of the Belmont bench, all of his teammates got off the bench, came over and helped him up.
You can just see this develop after Murphy's hit-ahead pass. Just no transition defense back, and just anywhere in the vicinity, Will Richard's going to get it.
Pretty. Couple of highlight reel plays for Belmont here in the second half, and you know it's not a good night at the line when Luke Smith misses.
Yeah, it's to the point now where you got to check the ball, check the goals, get Gene Hackman with the 10-foot rim type things, because Yeah, it's one thing. I mean, Braun's is hit or miss, but Musinski and Will Richard are great free throw shooters, and Luke Smith's virtually automatic.
It's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, the best free throw shooting team in the OVC at better than 75%, just 9 of 16 tonight, though. Smith is basically a 90% shooter. Got 1 of 2. E.J. Bellinger checks in for the first time tonight. He didn't play in the first half Saturday at UT Martin, but came off the bench and had 8 points in the second half of that one. See if he can provide instant offense here tonight. Davidson will kick it off. Goldman for 3.
Yeah, nice job again. Davidson under control, never plays hurried, claps the defense, and Goldman in the corner. Thought we might see a little bit more of that from Tech, but they've had such an outstanding second half.
Oh, good look from Murphy, but Jack Ubisic couldn't grab it inside. 10th turnover on Belmont. It's the 5th by Murphy, although a couple of them are certainly not his fault. Under 5 to play here from the Curb Event Center in Nashville. Tennessee Tech playing its first game in more than 3 weeks. White with another 3 from outside. He's got 3 triples here in the second half.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup on the switch. Jackie Bisek out there, and White did well to just kind of yo-yo dribble into his step back.
Jackie Bisek with the left hand, can't get it to go. And Quest comes up with the rebound. Still just a 14-point game. Quest can't hit. Rebound Jackie Bisek. It's not over, but Tech has to convert when they have chances. Shepard for 3.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Couldn't really tell if Petway was out of the restricted area, but Murphy did run him over before Shepard's shot.
Goldman. Quick 3 on the other end. Can't hit. And here comes Belmont. No numbers. Murphy, baseline, Bellinger is Monday against SIUE. First of a bit of a road trip that includes Morehead State next Thursday night in a rematch of last year's OVC championship game. Of course, won by the Eagles. A very disappointing result for this Belmont team. Schedule is brought to you by Graduate Nashville Hotel. When you're in Nashville for a big game, Graduate Nashville is the smartest place to stay. Mamadou Diarra turnaround shot. It's been pretty quiet tonight, just 7 after averaging 12 points, 5 rebounds over his last 5 games. Jacoby Woods been great off the bench tonight. So's Tate Pearson. Can't connect that time. Petway drives all the way under, rims out on him, but we've got a whistle and I think a foul on the contest on E.J. Bellinger.
Yeah, very aggressive Petway. May whistle, maybe a little bit on the shooting hand, but Bellinger was incredulous and thought it was a play on. But again, good second half for the South Alabama transfer.
Yeah, Petway started 25 of 28 games for South Alabama last year, averaging nearly 11 points per game. Transfers here for his final season at Tennessee Tech, averaging 6 points and 3 rebounds for John Pelfrey, but he's had a good game here tonight.
Might be the last we see of Nick Musinski, and very rare to see him well under 50% from the floor. From a Belmont perspective, it might be a little bit of hunger for Saturday for a bounce-back performance from Musinski.
Well, you're not going to have a great game every night out. Belmont's absorbed that here tonight. 85-69, Bronze underneath, fouled from behind by Goldman.
Yeah, interesting, Goldman just a giveaway before Bronze really even gathered possession. Just was fearing him catching, chinning the ball and dunking it. But again, Jacoby Woods Wood lost the handle for a moment, but kept the presence of mind and found Bronze.
Bronze rattles the first one down.
Whose confidence has grown with each game here, Steve. He's so valuable.
We said it in the first half as he splits a pair that time at the line. He's got 30 points and 15 rebounds over the last 3 games coming in tonight. 4 points, 2 boards off the bench here against Tennessee Tech. Lob inside to Diarra for the easy 2.
Yeah, tough matchup for Pearson. He's a good wing defender, but giving up so much size and length to Diarra.
15-point game with 2 to play. Bronze inside, kicks to the corner for Pearson. Shepard tries to force it into Bronze again, and he threw it away. Diarra has the size advantage, but has it stolen away, at least momentarily, by Pearson. Shepard couldn't hang on to it, and then he was unable to save it in bounds. Here comes Derek Sabin into the game, and that'll be it for Ben Shepard, who had 18 points tonight. Him and Will Richard leading the way in the scoring column for the Bruins in what will be an 8th consecutive win. Petway draws the foul.
You just got to be locked in. I mean, if you're not in a stance ready to guard Petway, he's going to drive you, period. He doesn't care what the score is. Such a great, we talked about it during a break. This is his 5th year of college basketball, Steve, and what was it, Petway? 4 career 3-pointers. He's good. Yeah. He's a guy who can get to the rim. 4
of 16 in his career from outside. But he is adept at putting the ball on the floor and finding his way to the basket. Just 6'3", but he can finish in there. Only a 54% foul shooter coming into tonight. And he's been 50% here in this one. 2 for 4 after that miss. Belmont led it by 22 at the half. It's been a bit of a struggle here in the second half. Oh, nice feed from Bellinger to Bronze for the jam.
Yeah, I thought we might see more of that in the second half. Ball movement forced Tennessee Tech's defense to move, and then ultimately at the doorstep, but that was a good way to end for Bronze as Diarra.
Diarra showing the range from outside. He can knock it down from out there. 38% this season, 43% for his career. He's got 12 tonight. Wood, who had a great first half and a good finish there. And now he's going to get tagged for the delay of game.
Yeah, a little frustration there as he thought maybe it was an and one, but we talk about guys who maybe need bounce-back games. Jacoby Wood just needs to keep playing. What an outstanding performance tonight for Jacoby, 6 of 7, 13 points.
Great effort by Wood. Final 50 seconds. Long-range shot no good. Petway inside among the trees. Gets the rebound and a fresh 20. Quest gives it off. Nice feed. And the finish by Caleb Christopher, the sophomore out of Carson, California, transferred in from Arizona State, getting some action here in the final minute. About a 7-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Belmont's not going to be in a hurry to do anything here. They might even be willing to take a shot clock violation. Nope, they're going to go. Wood. Defense coming to him. Looks inside. Pearson underneath. Got the bucket and the foul.
I thought he Pearson. Sorry, Steve. I thought he was going to pass it to Bronze, but he had the presence of mind to know that the shot clock was running down. And there was no time for a pass. It's the and one. I think it was up over Petway.
The strong finish by the graduate student out of Brentwood, Tennessee. Missed the free throw, though. Still, that's a season-high 10 points for Tate Pearson. And the final shot from Diarra won't